Okay, let's go live. James speaking, trainingsites.io. Got another live session, Wednesday open classroom at 1 o'clock. Just wait and see if anyone comes on here. Of course, the chat, any questions you have, anything about AI, online courses, education businesses, building out your personal branded campus and community, all of that stuff. I'm here to answer any of your questions and hopefully get you on your way to starting, building, and growing your own education business. So if you haven't been to the channel before, I've got, how many videos do I have right now? Let me just go back. I think I've got on this one, I'm just going to go to my channel just in a second here. Pull up my channel. Looks like 437 videos here. So there are 437 videos available for you to poke around with, play with, see what's going on with them. And again, if there are any chats, any questions, fire them into the chat and we'll go to the live chat. I'll do my best to answer them again as best that I can and at least get you into the right direction for any of the particular pieces that are appropriate here. So let me just get my picture in the middle a little bit more and we'll go from there. And any question is fine. I'm open to any question, as long obviously as it has something to do with creating courses, selling courses, building out your community and campus, and using AI to leverage all of that. The other thing I will do is if you have seen a video before on the channel and you just want clarification on something or to figure out how something works or not works, or if you tried something and you went, wait a second, that's not what I got, bring it up and let's take a look at it and we'll do it live and play around with it. Excuse me. So that's kind of the space we're in. I'm just going to go on another page here on another computer. I'm just going to go and make sure that I'm logged in so we can, I see any chats. Again, these are live sessions, zero edit. As you go, I'm here by myself. I do my best to obviously get everything working properly. If something's not, just let me know and I'll put my thing here. Okay. Yeah, and let me know who's here. So Zebra Music. Awesome. Thanks for coming on. Uh, questions today. What do you got? Anything going? What platforms do you use for the group lessons? Okay, here we go. Um, that's an interesting question, and I'm going to tell you why. About 15 minutes ago, what I did do is we'll just go to the trainingsites.io site right now because I just posted about the actual software that I use to do that. So let me just go to the home page here. And again, this is the trainingsites.io campus. It's free to join. All of the courses, all of the content, everything is here as well as the groups. So this entire interface that we're looking at right now is called Fluent Community. And this is a WordPress site. And for all intents and purposes, I would probably refer to it as um, a clone of circle.so, which is a software as a service. And you'll see many of the particular community plugins that are available if you are looking at, which you should be, as building a campus out. You'll see that they have some kind of similar look to this. So this is Fluent Community. And what happened a couple minutes ago was Fluent Community just got another pro update. So this is a WordPress site, and I have a suite of Fluent, which is WP Managed Ninja, which is the plugin developer. They have a complete suite of plugins that I really, really like. They bring out new stuff all the time, or new builds, or new features on it. They've been rock solid for me on the WordPress sites that we've been using. So what this does is this has a basic LMS. So it's got a basic learning management system in it. It has the community member profiles. It has those spaces / groups that are available for you. And the feed, actually, that was 26 minutes ago I pasted this. So it's in the community. They've added a whole bunch of new stuff in the courses, which I have another course on how to do that. But on the left-hand side, let me do this one so you can see it. On the left-hand side is the kind of menu here. And any of the study halls, or what the groups that I've called, these are basically, groups directly within Fluent Community. And one of the things that I did want to talk about today People have asked me about Fluent Community and which platform to build it on. One of the things that I just made available is this software. The Fluent Community software is free for all of our paid members. So if you're interested in building out a community like this and you want support or help doing it, we have the paid upgrade program, our campus builders. And what this is, it's your opportunity to be part of the paid community. Get each morning we have a live Zoom call, and then each week, excuse me, we also have a live workshop where we actually work on stuff. It's not me talking, but we actually work on stuff together. And if you are a paid member, what happens is you actually get access for free for the license key for my Fluent Community Pro license. So you get that software that we were running. I have another level actually that includes the CRM, the bookings, calendar bookings, the boards for project managements. So all of that is available if you're interested in starting, building, growing an education business, and you have a WordPress site. So I'll go into that in a little bit of detail. And actually, let me know if you do want to actually see it in session. I can do that for you and show how it works. The other piece that is here that I use to run this is I do use a calendar plugin for WordPress. There's two kind of ones that are popular. One of them is called the events calendar, which I always have trouble with. So I use one called Modern Event Calendar. And that's the particular tool that allows me to create a calendar of training or group events. And the one thing that's cool with this, of course, is that it does have repeating events, but it also has virtual events. So even the one here today, if I were to open this, I don't want to open it because the live stream that's from YouTube should show up directly in here. So that's kind of the suite that I'm using is Fluent Community and a calendar program plugin on WordPress. And the groups, the courses are in Fluent Community. The member profiles are in Fluent Community. The messaging is in Fluent Community. And all of that, of course, is available for you to have and use if you're part of the Campus Builders program. And I even haven't looked at this actually. So the courses, let me just see if I go on. I'm going to open this up because one of the things that's happened is they actually changed. I'm just opening one of the courses that's here, and they've actually changed the block editor, which is the one that actually lets us create the actual lessons here. So, oh, there we go. Okay. So this is all brand new on the left-hand side in the last 26 minutes. And we have, I guess, the official block editors here. View as, I have that. Okay, cool. So we've got the official WordPress block editor now built in for the courses, and you can see we have video embeds are available, documents and files. So pretty cool setup. Again, this is all free for you if you're one of the campus builders. So let me see what else we got for questions. Hi, Tara. Welcome along. How much of your campus did you design yourself, and how much did you get help with? Are you happy with how easy LearnDash is to use? Do you consider other LMS, and if so, why did you choose this? That is an excellent question, and let me just see. I'm listening now and hearing you discuss Fluent. Is that proprietary software? I swear I heard you talk about LearnDash. Yeah, okay. So here's kind of my answer to this. I have this site. Also have LearnDash installed, and I can technically show it to you. My experience with LearnDash has been pretty good. I have a number of other businesses that we obviously help that have LearnDash. My personal experience with it and why I stopped using LearnDash, even though it's installed here and I got courses there, the reason I stopped using it is because there's a couple reasons. One is I don't provide certification. So there's no need for me to have people actually complete a course, hand in assignments, and then for me to be able to provide, a certificate that they've actually created the course. So I don't need that. I don't want that. That's kind of the first thing. The second thing is that the people that I'm trying to help or that I'm working with, we're picking and choosing pieces of courses in smaller chunks as opposed to bigger courses. So I did use it, and some of the courses that you'll see in LearnDash were, you know, 4 segments, 8 lessons in each one, and some of the lessons had topics. So they were quite large courses, and what I found personally was that it was very difficult to get people to actually complete the courses. And the other thing is even when they are completing the courses, the the chunks were either too hard to get to a small chunk, and people were kind of popping around in them. So I basically went to Fluent Community, which has it actually built in. So in my particular case, I'll just go back to the homepage here so that you can see it. But I have all of the courses here right now. I'm creating courses here that are either 1 lesson with notes or 3 lessons where it's a video and clarification documents or resources or explanations of what was going on. So I'm creating micro courses and mini courses, not big courses that require the student to do a lot more to actually get the information that they need. So basically, the one I did here was a 3 prompt one. This was a YouTube video that I did, I think last week or the week before. And again, these are free for you to join. So if you're watching this or visiting this, just go to the trainingsites.io/join page. And then all of these courses across the top here are absolutely free to you. And when I say courses, they're more like chunks or pieces of information that, when are put together, allow you to have kind of a big process. And I'll talk about that in a second. But just this piece here, the courses, if I open it up, there's nothing fancy other than the lessons. And in the lessons, I put the YouTube video, and then I use AI to create a simple summary of it, key takeaways, that kind of thing, action items, and there's an opportunity for discussion. And then if in the video, I maybe talk about, well, here's the prompt that I use and here's the response that I use. That's exactly what I did. I created a second lesson, and I went through and generated additional resources about the prompts that I used in the video. And then, basically put these together so they're available. And then I also have another lesson, which is kind of the course outline and what I use to actually create the course. So there's a little mini or micro course if someone is going, hey, I want to be able to create a course using ChatGPT or Claude or the Gemini Deep Research. There's a simple 3-step process to be able to create as many courses as you want. Now, do I need a LearnDash course for that? No, I don't. Um, so that's kind of why I switched over to those ones. This is very simple. There's no deep quizzes in this yet. There's no certification. There's no assignments for people. There's not the level of accountability in the content. And that's kind of another thing that's changing, I think, in the whole education space is, and I've talked about this before, my personal belief is what's happening. And I did this video, I posted it yesterday. And if you haven't seen it, please watch it after this. And I can't cover it today right now. Um, but I did one. And again, let me just open this up. This is from the YouTube channel. I just did this one here, this AI agent basically creates courses. What if I told you that you'll never have to create? I just did this one, and this is what's happening. I did a live summary on this, and we can look at it if you want to. But what this is doing is there's AI agents now, and I built one, and I was showing it. What it actually does is it allows the user or the student to create the course. So I want you to think about that. It's not me as the instructor creating the course. It's letting the agent or letting the student go and say, I want to know how to start a podcast, or I want to know how to, create my first online course, and I want to have quizzes, and I want to have a certificate, and I want to be able to have lessons and a place for my students to be able to talk. So it's basically, the student saying what they want. And the way this agent works is what it does is it searches YouTube or Vimeo, or if you have your own library of videos that you've created, not as courses, but just video content. What the agent does is it goes and searches the available videos to it based on the request that the student made about what it is they want to learn. So first of all, it searches for all the appropriate videos, then it analyzes the videos, and then it actually creates a course based on what the student wants, not based on what I want, but based on the student. And I built that not knowing what I'm doing when it comes to coding. So I think, in as much as I've got these fancy courses put together, where I've got, all of these courses available, they're not technically courses, they're chunks of information. So a traditional course is going to be replaced by the student creating the course, not by the instructor creating the course. That's my own kind of gist on it there. So what I try and do is I just try and put these small ones in that answer specific questions or let people know how to do part of a process that is involved in a big picture. So hopefully that helps a bit moving forward. So let me just see. So Tara, does that help a bit? Yeah, so Fluent Community, again, this interface with the groups, the courses, the spaces and the members, all of this is available for free for you if you are a campus builder, and the details are available there. So basic courses. Give me a thumbs up if you actually want to see LearnDash. I'll turn it on so you can actually see the difference between what it is. If that would help, I can certainly do that. And then in the meantime, what it will do is, who else we have? Glenn's on. Okay. Um, Access, been testing it, looks good. Okay, so here's one, and here I might do this as well, depending. So, Glenn, you're asking, finally got access to Manus, been testing this, it looks good. Created a small course, asked for refresh on a website, and asked the link in to post 10 articles. Yeah, Manus is pretty cool. I quite liked it, and I enjoyed using it. The output was good that I saw from it. Again, my understanding is that the content is being created by Claude .ai, which is, a great AI engine. I really like it. The only issue that I have with Manus for course creators is that it's very expensive, and I think the number of credits they had for $30 a month would allow you to basically create one pretty decent course or maybe three small courses a month before you've used up all the credits. And then you've still got to go and clean it up and stuff like that. So I really like that one. Is it the one that I think, that everyone is going to be using? Yes and no. I think there'll be some people that use it, but I'm not sure what they're going to do with the pricing. And in any of these courses, the other thing just to consider is that all of the stuff that I've seen over the past year or 2 years, the limit now, I don't think, is the actual AI tool or platform. The limit is how creative we can get on asking questions that get answers that are a little bit different or from a different perspective than what everyone else is asking. So I think I might do some videos up, and maybe just, if you haven't done this, start thinking about how can I think of better questions, not how can I give better prompts, but how can I structure questions or think about things differently that get different results, or results maybe that I hadn't thought of before. So I think the content it creates are all great, um, but it could be better if we got better at thinking outside of the box on how to use this. So let me go back to some questions. So yeah, refresh on the website. The other thing I will say too is that it does create really, really good websites. One of the ones that I created with it, and I'll open this one up for you, is I do have a kind of a mentorship program. Part of it's covered in the campus pass that we were just looking at. So I'm just going to open up a screen here, and I'll show you an actual site here. This is a live page that was created by manus.im as part of a task I gave it. But this is actually a live page, and the URL is trainingsites.io/mentor at the top. And this is if you're interested in having one-on-one help kind of thing, which is included in the past partially, but I created this page just because I could to see what would happen. It created this page. Manus created this page without anything other than me saying, I need to I did two things. One, I said, take a look at this website so that you know what it's about. So I sent it to the trainingsites.io site. I said, look, I have these three coaching programs or service levels. I need to have a web page to promote it, explain what the mentorship programs are about. I want you to use a problem, agitate, solution, sales framework. That's basically what I told it. And I said I wanted an HTML, and that's is all that I did. Or the other thing that I said, here are my brand colors and my fonts to use. And it basically put this entire page together in HTML. It wrote all of the copy, did all of the formatting. The only thing I had to do was in the buttons, I had to change the URL in the buttons to go to my shopping cart. But all of this content, the text, everything, formatting was just an HTML file. And all that I did is I copied the HTML and I pasted it in as a WordPress page. And I actually got this created. And that was done, I think, with Manus. So it is very, very powerful. The question is, do you have good questions to ask it or good tasks to request of it? And then how much is it going to cost to create or complete those tasks if you have to go and kind of do it? So pick your shots with it. I'm just trying to think. I did one yesterday. Let me just see if I can find it because there is a Manus kind of one that's similar to it. Let me just look in my history here. Just looking on my history of the ones that I did in the last couple minutes, or actually it was yesterday. Sorry about this. I'm just looking on another page here, see if I can find it. And it's very similar to Manus. I'm just trying to remember the name of it. But what happens is it actually does the same thing as Manus, and it did a really good job of doing the exact same thing. It just was limited again to how expensive you want to pay to actually do this. Just looking for it now. Sorry, I can't find it, which is unfortunate. Oh well, I'll try and think of it a little bit later. So I think Tara, so does that help? Yeah, Manus is a great tool. Again, I think that the other thing that is interesting that I'm running into is that there are so many tools coming out and that are available that it's kind of you pick your shots for the tools that you get used to using, that the output gets valuable, or you get valuable output that you can use from it. And I try and stick with a couple that I like that I get good content with, and try not to get carried away with all the different ones that you can get caught up in. So hopefully that helps. Again, any questions, let me know. I'll do my best to answer them. What do we got? What else? What's everyone else working on? Has everyone got websites or campuses already? Has anyone built out their topical authority map to have their their course offering put together? Has everyone got their email automations and things put together? What's missing? What do you want to know about? What are the things that are important? If you're going to build an education business, let me know in the chat. And again, I'll do my best to answer those. And don't be shy. There's no answers that are bad or no questions that are bad questions. Everyone is in a little bit of a different place. What I will do is, if you haven't yet and you're wondering why am I talking about building courses, having a campus, doing the marketing, please, please, please go and finish or work on the campus blueprint course that I have here. And again, this is another one that's free, but it actually goes through the 10 steps of how this works and what needs to happen. And the reason I put these together is of all of it's on the left-hand side here. It's called your campus blueprint. And again, this is available, but this goes through all of the things that I guarantee you will end up doing if you're going to create an education business. If you're thinking I can just create a single course and be able to earn money, I think you're barking up the wrong tree. There's no way that that's going to happen moving forward. And it's even going to get harder, not only because of the amount of competition that's available from everyone doing it, but the ability for AI tools to create and spit out traditional content or what was sold as a course is there's little value in the content. anymore other than your guidance on how you people can apply and implement. And I think that's where the huge opportunity is for all of us. It's like, that's why I call it an education business. It's not just here's my course, buy my course. It's like, how do you get involved with the content, or have the content that is in mini courses or micro courses or programs, whatever you want to put it in? How do you use that as a supplement to you actually helping people go through a process? And this campus blueprint is exactly the process that everyone will go through, and pieces of it. Like, there's getting started, making sure you have a business model put together, you have a verified market, you have that topical authority map so that you know all the questions that people are asking. You've got a way to set out your products that meet that particular business model and those questions, and then building out your course on campus, or that personal branded platform where you can have your audience in, like on the training site here. And then how do you grow it? You know, how do you deliver the courses? How do you do the live sessions? And then how do you still use email to market everything that's going on? So please take that course if you can. Not if you can, please take the course, because that one, again, go through it. Everything is in there that you actually need to, again, start, build, and grow it. And I have all of the maps are available, all of these in complete pieces here. I'll just open this one up so you can kind of see it. This is the big mind map of all of the things that are involved in running it. There we can go. There's kind of the big map. And again, my business is built on these 10 steps, the entire thing, which is kind of cool. Let me see if I don't know if I can. Yeah, so it's in there. I'm not going to open it up, but it's in there. You can open it up, and it's pretty straightforward. But you're gonna have to do them, even if you don't want to. You're gonna end up doing them over the entire process. So let me go back here to the campus. There we go, and that's your campus blueprint that is here. So what else do we got for questions here? Tara, Glenn. Uh, it was actually funny. If you haven't mind mapped before or used mind map, I highly recommend that you at least get comfortable with it and use it, especially for creating courses, because it's a real great way to not only research and clarify and organize your thoughts, but it's a really great way to hand off your research to AI to generate the course content based on what you've done, or what the work you've done in the mind map. So there we go. Okay, any more questions here? So Tara has another one. Let me open this one up here. Ugh, I'm watching you on TV and trying to do a chat on my iPad, and it quit working. Yes, it did. Help me. Thank you. I just became a member of community last night after watching videos for months. Well, thank you very much for joining right there. Um, again, I know personally, and this is the part I'm being upfront here. The part that I have not done as well as I should have, and what I'm working on personally, is I absolutely love creating videos. I could create 2 videos, 3 videos every day, because I got 25 years of experience in this online space, and I have so much stuff in my head. I just want to get it out. The part that I'm not doing well, and what I want, I suggest you kind of evaluate, is organizing your content in a community is difficult, because it's like, what do you need to know as the student or the person that's consuming it? How do you need to organize it or have it put together? So anytime you see stuff and you go, hey, what does that mean, or where does that fit in? Please put it in the comments. Please put it in the groups here. If you're in the course in the campus here, on the left-hand side, you'll see there's the general discussion. Put it in there and just say, hey, I don't understand this, or where can I find this? And I'll do my best to actually clarify it or change it up, because it's not easy when there is content being put together to keep it in an organized fashion that promotes the outcome for me, which is starting, building, and growing an education business. So that's what I'm here to help people do. There's a lot of information that can be applied, but sorting your way through it, that's my job as the teacher in doing this. And one of the things I just want to touch on, because it does come up for people, is you're going to see a lot of other people on YouTube, and other coaches and consultants and speakers and trainers there's going to be this huge shift over the next 6 to 9 months about people saying, what I've been saying for the last year is the course content is not the value. They're going to be talking about the community as being the part of the value. And I prefer, even though I use the word community, I prefer the word campus as it refers to a community that includes education. So, I think there's value in community where it's user generated content, where people, again, if you're here and you go in and you've done something that worked out for you, put it in the wins and celebrations group. Share what worked, share what didn't work. If you have links to your courses that you've just launched, put them in here. Stuff that you're working on, what's going on here. I have an area here for tools and resources. If there's stuff that you've used that worked well, put it in here. Let everyone know what you've been using, what you like, what you don't like. Obviously, I don't want all of your sales links and things out, but I want stuff that people can benefit from what you've done. So there's real value in user-generated content in a community. The one thing that I'm trying to do personally is I want to be able to help you and instruct you for the process of having a profitable business in the education space. And community is part of that, but it's still about teaching and educating. And that's why I have all of the live classes where if you need help implementing things, that's where we actually put it in here. Daily check-in, for example, any of these workshops where if you're trying to create content, that's just you and me working on these particular sessions. So that's kind of one of the things to think of is community, campus, course content, and the purpose of what it is that you're actually trying to create. You have to make some decisions there and kind of focus on that. So having said that, I'm doing well with content. I need to personally work on the organization. But what I haven't done, and you'll start to see now over the next couple months, is I have not worked hard enough on generating user generated content and making sure that I'm adding challenges or things for you to do to get you through those 10 steps. So, that's another part of the business and getting it grow. And if there's feedback or things that you want to see or that you're wondering about, again, put them in and we'll get through and work on them and clarify stuff. It is a work in progress, and it always will be in an education business. So hopefully that helps a little bit there, just to clarify stuff. Person of internet. Okay, thanks for coming on. What do I teach? What do you think about the interactive courses? Okay, that's I'll kind of touch on this. What do I teach? I teach everything that is in the campus blueprint. That's that's kind of the big picture of what I do here. And the campus blueprint, and I'll just go through these. Maybe I'll try and make them a little bit bigger so that you see them here. But the campus blueprint is stuff that I've done for I actually called this hub and spoke marketing when I first started because it was more of a focus on creating courses, but I adapted it to an education business. So when I first started, at one point, when I first started, I had, I think, 91 websites. I think 91 websites. I had a main site, and I had each of my individual courses had their own domain name and a sales page to sell a course. So some of the domain names that I still own are Joint Venture Traffic, Get Ranked First on Google, Set Up a Blog. What are some of the other ones? Small Biz Marketing. There's a whole bunch of them that I still own. Internet Marketing for Small Business is a domain that I owned for a long time. Virtualselling.com, which is about sales training. Those are all ones that I had, and I had multiple sites, each with an individual course. So that's kind of where I got started with it, and that's where I got into the hub and spoke model. But when I was thinking about it, it got very hard and difficult to actually um, keep track of those and put them together because I was selling content. There wasn't any way to actually have any kind of discussion after. It was like, here's your static content, um, you know, consume it and go do it yourself. Then the whole idea of memberships came across, and memberships were basically, for all intents and purposes, a membership site. When I was doing it was a course, and a discussion forum. That was a membership site. And the course basically had a login to be able to post in the membership site. So that, that was that next step of memberships. The thing with the interactive courses is sometimes some people will call it, you're going to hear terms if you haven't already about a flipped classroom and or blended learning. And then the static course is, I think, what's going away, what's available for free that AI can create on its own, or for you as the instructor, or now for the student to actually create it. Um, so that part of content, I think, doesn't have as much or very little value now. So the ability for you to be involved in not the course, but in the implementation of it is the really exciting part. And that involves doing things like any of these classes where we actually have classes about a topic to actually work together on it and go through the problems and questions and all of the stuff that is actually there. Those are the areas that, I think are having the big value here. Just make this a little bit smaller screen here. So, the Content Creators Workshop, hour and a half. You're creating content, you're using AI, you're having trouble, you're stuck. You want to see how it fits into the bigger picture. This is the instructor being live with people to actually, guide through a process, because I've got 25 years experience creating these things, and I've usually seen most of the stuff that people are doing. So you're going to see blended learning, or situations where the sale of the information is the teacher or the instructor, and it's supplemented by the courses. So, if I say, for example, you come on and we do a AI content creators workshop, we talk about it, and then we talk about it, and it's about, hey, these are the prompts to use, or these are the thing. It's like, here's the mini course or the micro course that has all of those details on what it is you have to do specifically, do it, and then come back and we'll work on what you actually tried to implement and fine tune it, stream it, answer any questions so that you can actually apply it and implement it. So in terms of interactivity, I think the instructor is going to be even more important now, and there's huge value for that, because I think you can charge a lot more money for an engaged instructor as opposed to a static course that has 10,000 or a million people offering the same course. So it's really about your campus and you being in it, or your business being in it, being able to help people. In terms of courses, give me a thumbs up actually if you want to see the interactive course that I did. Person of internet, the back in the day, they used to have a single teacher teaching multiple subjects and would teach for years. I see a future where you have an AI teacher taking up that job. And I think the part that I'm one of the videos that I kind of have on the plate for myself personally, I have a title for it, and it's like dumb teaching, and I'm recently call it dumb teaching is because if you are thinking of yourself as a teacher for delivering content that people can remember, and organize content, that's not teaching. That, I think that's dumb teaching. Teaching is getting people to know what questions they should be asking, or clarifying the questions and the processes that they can recall as they apply to them uniquely or individually. And that's why interactive courses are, again, something I think is going to be come into place. So here's I'll show the person of internet right now. Fluent Community offer assessments. No, unfortunately now there are no assessments, and that's where you would have an LMS like LearnDash, or Tutor LMS, or Lifter LMS, or I think some of the softwares as a service have assignments like Thinkific, that kind of thing. Excuse me, but I know Fluent Community does not yet. And I would suspect that they're going to add it. Right now, they do new builds every 3 to 5 weeks, so there's always new features that are being added. Again, the ones they just did earlier this morning, a couple minutes ago. A couple of the things that they added on that right away were course related, and that one was, so they have core block editor for the lesson editor, messaging. What is the other one that they had here? Spaces for space groups. They have the ability to attach a group to a course for discussion as well of courses in, but there is no way to ask or include a quiz other than putting a link to a quiz that maybe you did in Fluent Forms or some other piece, or in the group you said, here's the assignment, here's what we need to do, and then come back and let's talk about it and work on it. But I think did a couple of videos on, do it yourself, which is consuming content, done with you, which is that instructor in the cohorts and working, with a couple people in a set part of applying the course content. And then the service is done for you. So content is in that do it yourself. Is there an assignment or an assessment on it? If you take the assessment, and a lot of people know all this information, and they can go find it on YouTube or look through it, but are they going to apply it to their own situation? Nah, I'm not really quite sure. So they don't have it yet. I would suspect it's coming. What I am going to show you is, and I'll just because of interactive courses, and this is part of the video that I posted today. Let me see if I can open this one up or I find it. I haven't posted it. Where's the actual course? Let me see if I've got this one. I'm going to go to the actual app that I used to create this one. I think I have it here. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to pull this over and hopefully you get to see it. This is actually an AI course creator that I built. And this one, I'll open it up so that we can actually see it. This was, let me see if I can find the one that works. Add YouTube version 2. There's one that I have here that works, so I just want to make sure that I can show it. I think it's this one. I'll open it up. Hopefully this one works. Okay. So this one is an AI agent that I built with a tool called V.0. And again, this is something called vibe coding, which the people that are in the whole software space basically put together. And what this one does is, I'm going to open this one up and see if we can actually visit the site. What this one does is it allows people, the student, to add Vimeo videos or YouTube videos that they found. And basically it's just like saying, I want to create a course on this. And hopefully you can see this okay, but it's like, what do you want to be able to do after this course? So the student says, I want to be able to create a podcast, or I want to be able to create a course, or I want to learn how to create a small course. How do I do that? In this example that I built, what happens is you just put in some YouTube or Vimeo URLs that you found that are about it, and you want to actually have a course that you create that combines all of those videos and puts it into a course that you can combine, or to basically turn into a course. So this was one that basically built it out and creates the personalized course. And I don't know if I have one built here, but if not, I'll build one quickly just so you can see what happens. Actually, let me know if you want to see this, or if you don't want me to cover it, I won't cover it. But this is an idea of an interactive course because it's the student that creates the course, not the other way around. And I use Vimeo just as the example on this one. In my Vimeo library right now, I think I have 700 videos in my library of one. So yeah. So here's an example of one. I'm just going to copy the links here and I'll put them in. Where's the one that we did here? Where did I put it? Pardon me. There it is right here. So I'm going to put the Vimeo link in, and we'll add another video just so I have a couple here. Got the link for it there, and I'm going to put it in, and I'm going to just say, I want to create a course. I want to learn how to create or build my first course. So basically, I'm the student, right? So when I say interactive, if I have some videos in this example, I'm putting them in manually. I have another example where it just goes to search videos for you, but you'll get the idea here. So do you as the instructor create a course as the instructor create a course and hope it's for everyone? Or do you let everyone individually say, I want a course on this, build it for me? And that's basically what I did here. And I have some course preferences. This is what the video is about today. So I'm the student. I say I want a real module, a short one, because I kind of know it. I'm already an intermediate or an advanced. I want to make sure that the content is balanced. And I want practice exercises and I want quizzes and I want it to be, comprehensive or foundational. Then I just click create the personalized course. So this is, for all intents and purposes, this is interactive for the student, because as the student, I'm creating the delivery of the content the way that I particularly want it. So it takes the transcriptions in this particular example, creates a course, just like you would as the instructor, but it creates the course. And we now have a course built out based on the two videos that were put together. And I can go through, it's got core concept, different pieces. And the other cool part here, of course, is the video that I used to create it is now added into the course, and you can see that it's timestamped. So the content that was created in the lesson is now referenced in the particular video, which is kind of neat. And I think in terms of interactive courses, the interaction is from the student creating the content, not necessarily the instructor. Because if I'm a student, I can create as many courses as I want, as quickly as I want, based on a bunch of videos that are readily available. In this case, they're public, but I could create one of these AI agents or agentic course creators. I could have it say, no, you can only use my videos. So if I, as the instructor, have 100 videos or 200 videos or 1,000 videos, I can make those all available. And someone says, I want to create a course on this. It searches your library of videos, creates a course based on what they want. But if they need clarification, they have to talk to me in my campus, be part of the cohorts, be part of the blended learning, and interact live in real time through that. So hopefully that kind of helps a little bit, just a little bit of a different idea. And I think that's, that's a part I think is going to be really cool for us moving forward. So what else do we got here for questions? I don't know if I mucked up my questions in the background. Again, I use a piece of software called Ecamm Live for this, and I'm by myself. So I have 3 or 4 screens going, and sometimes if I muck it up, I apologize. We'll try and do that there. So, okay. Okay, there we go. Hey, Chris, thanks for coming on. How do university adopt by 2030 the ones who adopt? Okay, there we go. I'm going to answer that question because it's funny. One of the things that happens to me personally since I started doing this kind of approach is I do get a lot of messages or people who are in the traditional education space, and some of them like understand what's going on and are working towards it, but they're getting a whole bunch of pushback internally as to what happens. 2030, I think, is way too late. I'm thinking in the next 18 months to 2 years, everything's going to be flipped on its head. That's how quickly stuff is moving. Again, that's my personal kind of gist on it, but that's having been doing this for the last, like in the AI space, doing it for the past almost 2 years, the amount of stuff that's happening weekly and daily now is so fast. And thinking of 2030, I think there's a whole bunch of stuff that's going to have to change, irrespective if the colleges or the universities want to change. So that's an interesting question. I don't have the answer, but I think well. Okay, I will show you something actually. I have a video on this one coming, but I'll tease and I'll show it to you now, because I did find a couple schools that are private schools in the States who have actually started to implement this. So I'll show you one there. So um, that one's there. So there was other question here, and I can't pronounce. I haven't pronounced your name, Oluwafami. If I mispronounce that, my apologies. One of the questions was, do you think it's okay for me to use my synthetic avatar for my online tutorial? The answer to that in the short term is yeah, absolutely. I have, no problem with that. I think if you're creating content and you're focusing on specific content and courses, and either you're uncomfortable being in front of the camera or you don't have the resources to show what it is that you're trying to teach, yeah, get started and create as many videos as you can that can be used for course content. And if that happens to be an avatar using HeyGen or some of the other ones in 11 labs to sync an avatar voice together, absolutely, absolutely. I hopefully don't confuse people because I um, often talk about, courses are bad, courses are dead. I think courses as a business model isn't going to work, but I think for content, you should create as many videos, whether it's you in front of the camera and or your agent or your avatar, but create as much content as you can, keeping in mind that that content, if you have a library of content that is in chunks, it can be used by an AI agent like the one I just showed you, later on this year, next year, to create courses based on all of these videos that you've created. But just to create a one-off course with 10 lessons or 15 lessons and hope that you're actually going to be able to generate income from it or build an education business, irrespective if it's you or an avatar, not a good idea. But if you can create content as fast as you can, and I suggest video content. I don't write blogs. I don't write any content anymore. I just create videos as quickly as I possibly can, and even answers to questions. If This is one I highly recommend. If someone asks you a question, with their permission, answer the question as a video, because that digital asset, that digital exhaust, has huge value if it's in your library of content that these AI tools and AI agents can pull from to provide text or video answers. So hopefully that kind of makes sense. Um, where can I get this course? Person of an We accepted Batman comics because we love the character. Make your avatar lovable, and you'll be so happy to do so. Yeah, absolutely. That's the fun part. I know if you haven't played around with ChatGPT, the OpenAI character generator, there are a million ways to make yourself into some kind of weird or flippy avatar. You can make yourself as funny or as compelling or curiosity sinking, creating as you want. Yeah, have some fun with it. And I think that's a good point, because the the part that is in the big picture for me doing all of this is having your own personally branded campus, that spot where you can tell people to go. That's kind of the cool business model, is you're going to be able to say, hey, here's my community of people who want to learn about what it is that I have domain knowledge in or I'm an authority in. This is where you want people from a business perspective to be involved. The only reason I do this privately branded campus is because everyone who comes in needs to register, and I have your email address in exchange for all of my free content. So that, over the next while, you're going to get marketing messages from me for you to upgrade and, take the upgrade path and be part of the campus builders, to do some mentoring, to be part of, my agency where we do the work for you, for me to promote other people's products or services. So all of that stuff is about a privately branded campus where you're part of my personal community, and I have an opportunity to monetize you. And whether that is the sale of a course and or access to me and some of the additional services and tools that I have, I think that's where the business model is moving. And you're going to see more and more people who have been in the space start to do that. If they have courses or that membership or community part, just kind of figure out, what business model do I need? How many people do I need in a community? Am I going to monetize them to put them through? The course is not the monetization schedule anymore. The only part that you have to consider, and the reason I'm mentioning this, is if you are going to be doing avatars, you are doing a personally branded campus, the personal brand is your avatar. So you have to kind of decide, am I okay with that? Is it part of my business model? And is that where I'm going to stick with? Or is it you that the person knows, likes, and trusts and wants to get involved in your community? So in as much as you have synthetic avatars as the person that's creating the content, I think if you want to treat it as an education business, you've got to have your own personally branded or your company branded community or campus where people can get involved, and they have to feel comfortable with people doing that. So hopefully that helps. Excuse me a little bit. What else we got for questions? Anyone else? Put them in. Assessments. Uh, assessments. Yeah, Tara. So patterns of. Let me just see what we got here. Again, these are one of the ones where I'm trying to play with all of the different ones here. Thanks. All there we go. So much looking at problems, adaptation, computers. Uh, assessments. Yeah, so Tara, assessments again. I don't. They're not built into the LMS. I haven't seen them in there yet. Will they come? I'm not sure. I have done it in. I have done it. And let me just clarify. When you say an assessment, are you talking about an assignment or a tutor or an instructor that's basically working with someone to assess or audit the work that they've particularly done? So, maybe maybe that might help clarify a little bit. Someone should look into the patterns of adaptation computers. Yeah, indicate about AI adoption. There is a couple videos actually about that where I've seen some of the charts or things that they show about how quickly it's being adopted. And the calculator is an easy one. I remember, with my follically challenged head here, having a calculator was hundreds of dollars when I was going to school, and people were scared of it. But that adaptation and the amount of money that it costs to actually get a calculator of your own, that took a long, long time. Number of years to have it happen. Even computers, individual PCs and stuff, that was still a number of years to have it go. And in AI, like I think Moore's law they call it, or Moore's law, it is. I think it was broken by AI. It's like ballistic. We're going straight up, and this stuff is changing daily. Uh, on the weekend, they had an announcement, I think, on a weekend from OpenAI, and then they had an announcement on Monday from DeepSeek from completely like different models. No, it was Meta, pardon me, it was Meta Llama. Um, that was one that came out on Saturday, and then on Monday, DeepSeek had another one, the Chinese tool. So daily, there's huge, huge, huge things happening, and that's only going to get faster. So it's going to change quickly. We're not looking at years and years for this to happen. We're talking monthly. So I think stuff's like 3 months, 6 months. That's where I'm thinking for still major changes on how we do stuff. And if you're not up on this AI stuff, like you can't put your head in the sand. And personally, I think the thinking that we have to have is not about how can I create content, but it's how can I build my business, my education business, to leverage the stuff that's in AI now and the stuff that's going to be in AI later. Because the people that do, that's where the huge opportunity is. And I'm betting, fingers crossed, I'm betting that it is on you personally being involved with the people that you're teaching. I think that's the big play here. That's what I'm crossing my fingers for. That's what I hope happens doing all of this and going through this. So what do we got here? Any other questions? I'm here. I got questions. I think we got 13 people on. There we go. 1960s. Yeah, exactly. Terraformative. Yeah. So yeah, please, if you haven't already, make sure to go check out the trainingsites.io/join page. And in that one, I'm going to, let's do this one here. I think I got there we go. What have I got for a page here? It's not showing up. My page isn't showing up. So let's see if I can get this connected again. Secondary display. Oh, looks like we're kind of dead here on that one. So yeah, so if you haven't, take the campus blueprint map, uh, take those lessons, go through them. If you have questions, let me know. I'll do my best to answer them. But this is the foundation of everything that we're going to be doing over the next little while, is using AI or leveraging AI to go through these 10 steps and have a business. Treat it as a business. Think bigger than courses. Think, how can I build a business around education and my core, my domain knowledge? These are the things that you're good at. You got lots of experience. You've done the research, you've lived it. Share that stuff. Get out and share it, and be able to, let people have the transformations or understand the things that you've done. You've stuff that you did right, stuff that you did wrong, and don't be afraid to share. So again, hopefully that helps. What are we going to be doing on the workshop on April 14th? Uh, that's a good question. On that one, we can, basically we can do anything that you want. Um, what I kind of put together on these ones, I wish I could bring my screen back. I don't know why it's dead in the background, which is unfortunate. So let me see if I can do one more thing here to kind of put it together and see what I can get there. Looks like my monitor's dead in the water for, just give me 1 second here, do one other thing. No, not going to work. My apologies. Yeah, so on that one, on the 14th, I think I had set up, or I was thinking about doing content on that one. So going through and actually creating content using the AI prompts to create it. And I'm not saying when I'm creating content, I just want to make sure the way that I think about this is I create as many YouTube videos as I can, and I convert the content that I'm creating for YouTube into courses. And that still involves doing things like using AI prompts to come up with a video script, to come up with some kind of syllabus or logical progression of things that should be taught, to have an outcome or to get the point across or to share something. So again, I'm not saying don't create content. Use AI to put together handouts, to be able to, flush out content, to summarize things and be able to share on it. So what I'll normally, if we do that, I'll focus on that if that's something that makes sense. If you are a campus builder and you want to get started on there, we do have the Campus Builder group on the left-hand side. And I wish I could show that. My eCamp software is kind of crapped out on the screens here for me, but there is the Campus Builder Study Hall. If you have specific requests, put it in there. That's the private group for paid members. Put it in there and we'll go. I try and put in those weekly ones for the campus builders. It's like part of it is business model, part of it is content creation, part of it is campus building. But I'm flexible in doing that. And these are ones that I want to work on with you. So you got to come to the table and say, look, I'm doing this. I tried creating this content. I didn't get what I liked, or I did it this way. Here's what I got. I think it's pretty cool. What do you think? Or this is my next step. What do I need to do? And we'll actually do it. Like, these are Zoom calls that we do during these sessions. They're interactive Zoom calls. It's not YouTube live streams like right now. These are actual interactive ones where we can talk, share the screen with each other, see what's going on, work on stuff. I'll do my best to guide you, and other people may have things that they've done or not done that may be helpful, or little pieces or resources. So it is open in that respect. And I want them to be workshops where it's the application and the implementation of all of the content that is available. So that's hopefully what we're going to do on the 14th. Again, if there's stuff that is of more interest, let me know and we'll actually work on it. And that's the same thing. I sure wish I could actually get this to work. I don't know why it stopped working. Here's the other thing just to focus on. If you have questions, please don't be afraid to put them into the study halls. Let me know what's going on. Give some feedback or share your experiences, what's working on, what's not working. Don't be afraid to get in there and be involved in it. I would love to see what everyone else is doing, because there are as many answers as there are questions for everyone, and we can all learn from each other. And that was the whole goal for me in doing this, is having that traditional user-generated content. I just want to make sure it falls into those 10 steps, starting, building, and growing an education business. And that's who this is for, and any of the content that I'm putting together. So there we go. See it is listed as free. Let me just see, make sure I'm in the right spot here. There we go. Let me just go pull this one up here. So doing the workshop. Yeah, it's listed as free. How may I sign up? Okay, you know what? Here's a good one. Thank you very much for pulling this up. I'll go take a look at it, and it might not be one that should be free. Is it marked as free? Shouldn't be. Oh, it is marked as free. My apologies. I'll change that. It's not marked as free. These are the ones that we do as part of the Campus Builders. This is the paid program. And if you're on the site and you look on the right-hand side, it says upgrade. So it's trainingsites.io/pass. That's what this is about. And if you go look on there, here's the stuff that's actually included so that you it's all on that page, obviously, but the quick snapshot is we have every morning there's kind of like a 15-minute check-in call. Started doing those on Zoom. So we have 50 minutes just to do if there's any quick hits or things that you need to do, or here's what we're going to do today, or here's kind of a way or what to focus on for the day. So every morning, 15-minute call. That's for the people who have upgraded. They're in the Campus Builder program. That's the first thing. Second thing is we do have additional weekly 1 to 2 hour workshop Zoom calls where these are ones that I focus, for example, like on building a campus, on building content, on getting started. So we'll work on those, but they're open, right? So if someone has a pressing problem or wants to look at one, those are the guidelines of what they are. We're doing one of those a week. They're usually on a Monday or Tuesday, and we can change them up if you're a different time zone or different country kind of thing. I'm open to adjusting those so that everyone can have a chance to participate. So you get one of those a week. The other thing is, and again, this is all stuff in the upgrade program. The other thing is that we have a private group that is specific for the Campus Pass members, and that one is called the Campus Builders Study Hall. That is only for people who are part of the Campus Builders. And the part that's unique about that is we have private messaging directly within that group so that you can message myself or some of the staff during the day to answer specific questions. So if you're working on something and you're stuck, you can private message and we'll help you within the study hall. And then the other thing is the paid members also get video answers. This is what I was talking about. If you are working on something, and let's say, for example, you're working on Fluent Community and you're not sure how to do something, or you have 4 options and you don't know which one you should take, what you can do is you can basically put in the Campus Builders group and say, hey, could you explain the difference between this? Or here's my situation. What are my options? And we'll actually, and it'll be me for now, it'll be me basically doing a video specific to your situation to give you the answer to the best that I can that's personal to you. So it's not a course or tutorial, it's a one-on-one answer to your specific question. So that's in there as well. And then the important one is right now I'm giving away the software for your site if you're running WordPress that's Fluent Community that works and exactly is set up the same as this one here. So you get a free license key as long as you are a member of the Campus Builders. And I'd love to be able to help you out because I'm here to support any of the work that you do in your Fluent community. We can actually go and I'll help you get that set up, get it working, and make sure that you configure it the way that is best for your particular business model or the kind of courses or the way you actually want to get them set up. So think of it this way. All my content's free, campus member free, all my courses, everything I'm going to put there. But if you want it done with you, upgrade, become a campus builder, and that's where you can get involved with me specifically, free software, and then ongoing support and implementation help, which is the part that applying it is the important thing. No one has not enough information. Everyone's missing enough implementation and application of the things that you know. So there we go. So hopefully that helps. How long I get going on these things? What do we got for think yeah, so an hour 50 60 70 minutes. I get going on this stuff. It's a lot of fun. Building a business is a huge opportunity, especially in the education space. Post videos, create videos as fast as you can, build your own personally branded campus, and start teaching and having fun sharing what it is you know, love, and do. So if you haven't already, make sure come visit. My name is James Maduke. It's trainingsites.io. Everything you need to know about starting, building, growing an education business. So we're here. And if you're liking this after, like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll begin back again. What is today? Wednesday. We're back again. I think I got a video today coming out on YouTube. And then we'll be back again next week with another great course and or video. And then after that, next Wednesday for another one of these sessions. So hopefully that helps. Where's my mouse? That's it for the day. I got to pack it in. Take care and expect the best. Where am I? I'm missing my mouse. Let's try this now. There we go.